Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and I could make some really lazy joke about, oh, France have chosen their Eurovision song early, but no, I'm going to be more professional than that. Yesterday, it was the turn of, Austria, what a rocky relationship we've had over the years. So, their national final this year seemed to be sponsored by the only graphic designer in all of the country. Seriously, they used the same theme music and graphics as the actual 2015 contest. Then again, it's not the first time that's happened, looking at you, Baku Crystal Hall. But that doesn't make it stand out any less. But in any case, the Austrian public has spoken, and they've chosen one Zoë Straub, or just Zoe, or Zoe, Zoe for short, and her song Loin D'Ici, which, in case you couldn't tell, it's in French. The title of the song means far from here, not, as I'm sure at least one commentator is going to make the joke about, icy loins. No, loin d'ici, far from here, not difficult. As you might have guessed from the title, singing in French is kind of Zoe's thing, that's her niche. She was best known before this for her song Quel Filou from last year's Austrian national final, which, as I'm sure you'll recall, ended oh so brilliantly, where she finished third. She managed to do a whole 2 places better this time, winning the whole damn thing, and she worked so hard for it, bless her little cotton socks, so I suppose she deserves a shot at representing her country. And hey, her song is actually better than her previous attempt anyway. Not that Quel Filou was bad, but it's just this is even better, so congratulations Austria, you did a good for once. Well, I mean, you did good in 2004. I didn't like the makes, that's my point here. So my initial thoughts upon hearing the song for the first time then. Well, I will preface this by saying both of the super finalists, LEV as well as, of course, Zoe, were brilliant, and I'd have been more or less just as happy if LEV had won as well. Perhaps a little bit happier, admittedly, but there wasn't much to separate them, so I'm content with this outcome. Loin D'Ici is a pleasantly up-tempo number that wouldn't, I don't think, sound out of place in the more innocent persuasion of European nightclubs, or perhaps even clothes shops, because there are some trendy clothes shops that like playing this sort of music, and I think it would work. So yeah, it's a pretty damn versatile song. And she really can sing it. On first listening, this is the only song of the national final that I heard before the show. Because someone was saying, oh, this is a brilliant song, oh, this should totally represent Austria, and then I saw the extended version lyric video thing. And as a result, on first listening, I thought it did get a bit repetitive towards the end, and that hasn't really changed much. Well, at least it's a good song. I'd rather a good song be repetitive than a bad song. Because if a bad song's repetitive, then it's the same bad stuff over and over and over. If it's a good song that's repetitive, at least it's good stuff that you're hearing multiple times, and even then, it's not that bad. As repetition goes, it's not that bad. So the good points then. Well, where do I even begin with this one? This song's got a lot, and I mean a lot, going for it, starting with how popular it is with the public, and deservedly so. Admittedly, in the national final, it received something of a lukewarm reception from the jury, placing about 5th overall, 4th or 5th, there was a tie involved. But that didn't stop the public, and I don't blame them. As I've said, this song is so very, very marketable and just as versatile. It sounds like it would be at home on the radio or in a club or in a whole load of other places as well. This song it's going to sell well, if absolutely nothing else. As the live performance goes, perhaps it's the experience of having done this last year as well, but she's an incredibly competent performer. She can perform it live pitch perfectly. She's given some thought to her live staging, even if not everyone agrees with the direction she's taken it. On stage, she clearly believes in what she's singing as well, which, as I've said in other reviews, is a surprisingly crucial factor in selling a song. If you don't believe in what you're singing, then why should anyone else? And she believes in what she's singing, so congratulations there. Outside of all that, it's just downright fun, and rather importantly, it's incredibly memorable, which I can kind of use to segue into the bad points, which, as I've said, every song has its bad points. It's just something for the artist to consider and possibly fix if they want to take this review to heart. So it's memorable. That is probably a good thing, because it'll stand out in the running order, but it also might not be. Towards the end, especially in the radio edit, which I'll put a link in the video description for, alongside the usual links, because I always put links in the description where you can listen to the song for yourself, either studio version or live. Well, I put both links in anyway, because I'm just that professional. But so the radio edit especially, it does get rather repetitive, which, for the market this song was originally written for, isn't really a problem. In a club, in a shop, or whatever, repetition not really a problem, because the song's not at the forefront of your focus. But in Eurovision, where it's all about the song, it could get annoying after a while. depending on how patient you are with the song. If you like the song, then you might think it's a bit repetitive, but nothing more. That's where I am at the moment. Someone else who doesn't like the song might listen to it and think, okay, you keep saying Loin D'Ici, oh my god, get to the point. It might be annoying for some people. Not for me, but for some people. On top of that, the choice to sing in French, which I don't have any problem with it, personally. I actually rather like the French language, but the fact that she's representing a predominantly German-speaking country, singing in French, might confuse a fair few people, especially the more closed-minded ones. I'd imagine, as a general rule, if someone doesn't like the fact that Australia are still participating in the contest, then they probably also won't like the fact that Austria's song is in French. There are some people who really are that dense. On a note of something that actually can and could be changed before Stockholm, though, the staging. I think it works perfectly fine, even if it does look a little bit video game-ish, but some people think that it's something of a saccharine overload. Too cutesy, they say. That it undermines the seriousness of the song, they say. Fair point, I suppose. It's more of a question of taste. And ultimately, what Zoe chooses to do with it is her business, and I trust that whatever she ends up going with will probably work to great effect on her night. She knows what she's doing. And now, the oh-so-crucial rating out of 10. Well, of the two super finalists, of Loin D'Ici and I'll Be Around, (Bounce), one of them was a very high 9 out of 10, and one of them was a standout 10 out of 10. Sadly, Zoe was the 9 out of 10, but, I mean, hey, that is still 9 out of 10. That's the highest score I've given this season so far. It is a strong contender, although, admittedly, I do have some doubts about it. On one hand, it's fun, it's professional, it's enjoyable, but on the other, will it come across as too throwaway or even too happy on the night? I think it has enough hype and support behind it to do decently well. But I don't think it's a guaranteed winner by any stretch. How well it does, ultimately, will be dictated by which songs it comes up against. It's going to do well, I have no doubt about that, but whether or not it'll win remains to be seen. Now, compared to last year, do you even have to ask? If you don't remember from last year or even from earlier in this review, I absolutely hated I Am Yours. The Make a Make song for 2015 was so direly boring to me that, as TV Tropes is keen to remind all and sundry, I nearly abandoned the review partway through, twice. It was that bad to me. At the very least to my ear, I just did not enjoy it. I couldn't find any redeeming features for it other than, yep, that certainly is a song. Congratulations, you sent a song to a song contest. Loin D'Ici, on the other hand, is an absolute pleasure to listen to. It's fun, it's catchy, it's engaging, and it doesn't remind me of Empire's State of Mind, another song that I don't much care for. In any case, I don't doubt that Austria actually will get some points this year, and quite a few at that, because they bloody deserve them this time. Last year, boring. This year, brilliant. I can't put it in simpler terms than that. So will it qualify? Almost definitely. Despite the doubts that I have about some aspects of the song, I do really like it. It is still a strong 9 out of 10 for me. I think it has enough competence in its structure and its performance and enough support from the fandom to at least make it into the final, at least into the top 10 of its semi-final. I do worry that it might meet a similar fate to Geta Yanni's Rockefeller Street from 2011, but, I mean, well, that made the final as well, so that's all this segment of the review asks me to predict, so I don't know. I don't think it will do that badly, but there's still this voice in my head saying, oh, it's gonna do well enough to qualify, but that's where its luck's gonna end, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Apart from, I know to expect to see this in the final, and if it doesn't, then, well, it'll be this year's Shock Non-Qualifier, but this will probably qualify. Now, is there anything else that I normally say at the end of these reviews? Because I've said everything that I've written in my notes, so quick reminder that the studio versions, both the Eurovision cut and the radio edit, are available in the description, as well as the official live performance as put up on the Eurovision.tv website and YouTube channel. So, if you want to listen to the song for yourself, go and check them out. I do encourage people to listen to the songs themselves and judge for themselves and come to your own conclusions. I'm not telling you what to think, I'm just telling you what I think. So, on that note, I will say, very good luck to you, Austria. You've made amends for last year. We're on speaking terms now. So, see you in Stockholm.